Yep. Hello, and how are you? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you from right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Hey, you know what? Today is Monday the 4th, 2020. Got some happy birthday shout-outs going out to Sharon B. Krough, Vicky Madden, Scott Seaburger, and, Seaburger, not Seaburger. So, Sharon, hello, and how are you? How's the twins doing? Um, and Vicky and Scott, here you go. Here's your birthday song. I said, hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, I'ma say. You know, it's a brand new year to go on today. So happy birthday to you, I say. I said, hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, I'ma say. You know, you're starting a brand new year today. So happy birthday to you, I say. And many more. Cha 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 cha. Cha. All right, and then I got some Facebook pokebacks. A pokeback to Melissa Hults, Amanda Sue Little, and Karen Sanders. Oh, and don't forget Kay Bizelli. So there you go. You poking me, I'll poke you too. Thank you for them pokes. It reminds me that I'm loved, and I'm so blessed to have good friends like you to poke me daily. At least daily, sometimes even more. I was playing poke tag a minute ago with, who was I playing poke tag with? Every time I went, every time I went away, Melissa Holtz, that's who it was. Yup. Telephone ringing. Well, ring. Yup. All right, anyway. Let's see. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Well, my friends, what we're going to do now is bring you the 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area, which is brought to you by who else but Wallace Resale. That's right, Wallace Resale on Facebook in the St. Charles, St. Peters area. Look them up on Wallace Resale. That's the big yellow square with the big black W right in the middle of it. That's right, Wallace Resale. You'll peruse their items, pick out the item number, and put it right over there in the messenger, and they'll get right back to you. And Dawn or Rick will get back to you as soon as they can. All right, it's 60 degrees out there right now, and today being May 4th, we got thunderstorms likely, which came down quite heavily earlier, and the thunder rolled. Boy, it was rumbling, bumbling. Anyway, thunder is likely, lows around 53 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be east to northeast at 5 to 25 miles per hour. Chances of rain, 80%. Well, I'm going to say 100% because, later tonight, it may be only 80%. All right, and then Tuesday, how about Tuesday, May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Showers in the morning and cloudy in the afternoon. Highs around 58 degrees Fahrenheit and winds north to northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chances of rain 40%. Alrighty then. And then Tuesday evening to the night time. Showers in the evening, then cloudy overnight. Lows around 44 degrees Fahrenheit and winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chances of rain 30%. Mostly cloudy skies and on Wednesday, May the 6th, slight chances of rain showers, highs around 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be north to northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Few clouds left over lower for overnight, lows around 44 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then Thursday, May the 7th, partly cloudy skies during the morning hours. And they will be becoming overcast in the afternoon. Highs around 67 degrees Fahrenheit and winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, that is, overcast with rain showers at times. Lows around 48 degrees Fahrenheit and winds are going to be north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Okay? Okay. You know, this would be so much better if this was a radio program because you guys wouldn't have to look at my ugly mug. But, sorry, it's not radio, it's video. And I wouldn't mind it being if I could be on the show, that'd be fine too. I wouldn't mind hosting a show, but being as how I'm in a wheelchair, it doesn't get very much animated. Puppet show. It could be a puppet show. Anyway, oh, puppet shows cause muscle spasms. All right, anyway. May the 8th, Friday, May the 8th. Sunshine along with some cloudy intervals. Highs around 59 degrees Fahrenheit and winds north to northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Clear and lows around 37 degrees Fahrenheit overnight and north to northwest winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then Saturday, to wrap it all up, sunny along with a few afternoon clouds. Highs around 62 degrees Fahrenheit and winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Few clouds Saturday night and lows around 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be south to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, which wraps up our 5-day weather forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. Alrighty. I thank you. Thank you. Hey, you know what? I got some folks that watch in Philippines, and so I'm going to give you the Philippines forecast, warm, with increasing chances of warmer, and then slight chances of coolishness, but always warm or coolish or cold. Now, the difference in variation in degrees is 5 degrees. 5 degrees higher, 5 degrees lower. These are your variations in the Philippines. That's right. It's either 75 or 80 or 70. I could live like that. That's what I'm going to say. I could live like that. You know what? I am going to sing today. And that's just because I'm finally going to do it. So here we go. A few songs you might know. Hopefully you do, and I hope they're good for you. Well, I hear that train a-comin'. It's a rolling around the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rolling on down to San Antone. Well, when I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy and don't you ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Well, I bet there's are some rich folks eating in fancy dining cars. They probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know that I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep on moving, and that's what tortures me. Well, if they freed me from this prison cell, if that railroad was mine, well, I bet you I'd move it on down a little further down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I'd want to stay. 'Cause I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Well, let's see. I tried to move it. It didn't move. Okay, there we go. All right, let's try another one over here. Well now, Frank, Jen, and Johnny were sweethearts. They were true as a blue sky. He was a long-haired guitar picker with the wicked wandering eye, but he was her man nearly all of the time. Oh, well, Johnny, he packed up and left her, but he promised he'd be back. He said he had a little picking to do a little further down the track. He said, I'm your man. I wouldn't do you wrong. Well, Frankie curled up on the sofa, thinking about her man. Far away, the couples were dancing to the music of his band. He was her man, and he wouldn't do her wrong. And then in the front door walked a redhead, and Johnny saw her right away. She came down by the bandstand to watch him while he played. He was Frankie's man, but she was far away. Well, he sang every song to the redhead. She smiled back at him. Then he came and he sat at her table where the lights were low and dim. Yeah, what Frankie didn't know, well, it wouldn't hurt none. Well, then the redhead jumped up and slapped him. She said, she slapped him a time or two. She said, I'm Frankie's sister, and I was checking up on you. If you're her man, you better treat her right. Oh, well, the moral of this story is be good, but carry a stick. Sometimes it looks like a guitar picker just can't tell what to pick. Well, he was Frankie's man, and he still ain't doing her wrong. There you go. How about that one? I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep feelings out of the ties that bind. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each night is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you, because you're mine. I walk the line, as sure as night, as day and day is night. I keep my mind on both the day and night, and happiness I've known proven that it's right, because you're mine. I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you, I know even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out of the ties that bind, because you're mine. I walk the line, because you're mine. I walk the line. I mushed from Port Barrel through a blizzard of snow. Been out prospecting for 2 years or so. Pulled into Fairbanks, that city was a boom. So I took a little stroll to the Red Dog Saloon. When I walked in the door, the music was clear. Prettiest voice I'd heard in 2 years. The song she kept singing would make a man's blood run cold. When it's springtime in Alaska, it's 40 below. It was a red-haired Louie that was singing so sweet. I reached down to took the snow pick off my feet. I reached up for that gal was singing the tune. We did Eskimo hops all around the saloon. Where the caribou crawled, the grizzly bear hung. We did our dancing on a Klondike rug. The song she kept singing would make a man's blood run cold. When it's springtime in Alaska, it's 40 below. Well, I was as innocent as I could be. I didn't know what Louis was Big Ed's wife to be. He took out his knife and he gave it a throw. So when it's springtime in Alaska, I'll be 6 feet below. Yes, when it's springtime in Alaska, I'll be 6 feet below. Don't know if I got that one right. I don't think the rhythm was right. You got rhythm. You got a rhythm. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to do that one. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. I told him once or twice to quit a playing cards and a shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I had a friend named Ramblin' Bob who used to steal, gamble, and rob. He thought he was the smartest guy in town. But I found out last Monday that Bob got locked up on Sunday. And they got him in the jailhouse way downtown. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. I told him once or twice to quit a playing cards and a shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I went out last Tuesday, met a gal named Susie. I told her I was the swellest man around. Well, she started to spread my money. She started to call me honey. Well, he took in every honky-tonk in town. And we're in the jailhouse now. We're in the jailhouse now. They told us once or twice to quit a playing cards and a shooting dice. We're in the jailhouse now. Alrighty, there you go. Ho 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 ho. You know what? Let me see what kind of time we got a rolling on here. Roll on, big mama. Roll on till you got to go. Roll on until you get to where you're going. Roll on, don't you know? Roll on, pretty mama. Roll on and let yourself go. I told you I'd know nothing, but I could show you something. Roll on. Sorry, I was just making it up as I went along. Well, let's see if we can't find a story to tell. For the kids to gather around, it's that time again. All right, kids, it's time. It's story time. Ready to gather around, ready to shut the eyes, ready to close her down. Well, it's story time, and well, I'm going to try to tell you one just for you. Got my grandkids out there. How about it there, Willow and Oliver? Are you guys ready for a bedtime story? Well, here we go. We're going to try to make it quiet, soft, and easy for the winding down times. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find one that I ain't found yet before because, well, it looks like this page is just about out. How to build a bracket. Well, let's see about how to build a bracket by Dennis Erico. What in the world is a bracket? Well, you got to know what a bracket is before you're interested in building one. Well, if ever you find yourself in a desperate need of building a bracket with terrible speed, space out some area, gather your tools, be careful to follow some notable rules. Don't pick the tabler saw up from the bottom. Check your gobble wood hasn't gotten rotten. Make sure the clipboard has lots of oil and keep all the hammer mitts covered with foil. Measure a stick with a listable tape and mark off the top with a 12-sided scape. Start with the leg of the dolly frame base, and each with a lockable full coated brace. Make 7 squares with a grinkle tooth saw and comply by a lurch with an adjustable jaw, clamped by a lutch with adjustable jaw. Use fiber finish to spray all the rings, but rub them with glow gel to cover up dings. Nail down the crest with a bob-headed hammer, and it can get loud, so beware of the clamor. Sand down the corners with an ultra-grade sheet. Shave all the rolls, and it's almost complete. Put wheels on the axles with ankle set joints and fasten a ball cap on all of the points. Your bracket is finished. My hat's off to you. Go use it for all the things bracketers do. What? Okay. Ratchets do. Whatever a bratchet is, well, we just made one. I have no idea. I can tell you that much. I have no idea. I was lost. I was lost. I was lost and gone. I didn't know. I couldn't figure out the places or what to show. I didn't know where to go. I was trying to read a little bitty story for the kids to sleepy go. Maybe it worked, and maybe it didn't. I won't know for a ways to go. A couple of days, a couple of shows. I don't know if I'll ever know. I don't know if I'll ever know what a bratchet is. I guess I could probably Google it up, find out more, but the jig is up. I don't know. Resources for kids. Oh, let's try some more. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm at a loss. I want some kids' books, but I don't want. All I'm seeing is a bunch of stuff that's not stories. I'm not seeing any storybooks. I'm on first grade, and it's not giving me anything except for math work and stuff, which is cool, and all that stuff. Education.com is where I'm at, by the way, /worksheets, page 3, or page 4, but education.com. If you parents would like to go on, it's free download stuff. You can download all this junk or stuff. I mean, educational processing paperwork for the children's minds. That's what you would rather download, not junk. It's the stuff that you fulfill your kid's head with so that their sponges can just soak it all up. That's right. Use their head as a sponge. Soak it up. Just remember, don't wring your kid's head out. Don't squish their head because, well, you want to keep all that stuff in there. Really, you do. I'm serious. Don't just smush it. See, well, my kid was fine because what I done was I squished their head and let it and whenever I let go of it, it was like a sponge and it was just soaking up all this great knowledge. But I thought that he got too smart, so I was going to wring him out. And, well, that was the end of that. Doggone it. Okay, let's see what else we can do here. I gotta have another story or something. Let me see if I can find a children's story. Children's stories. Let's see. Biddle Red Riding Hood. Biddle Red, Biddle Red. Stories for kids. Stories for kids. Free original stories for kids. See, these are free original stories for kids. Probably the same ones I'm at. No, rhyming stories for kids, non-rhyming stories for kids in Spanish, stories for kids in Arabic, middle grade novels, stories for kids ages 8 to 10, stories for kids ages 5 to 8, stories for kids ages 3 to 5. Let's go there. Oh, look, guess what? I'm right back where I was. Free children's stories, the exact same stuff that I was just on. Okay, let's go over here with, we'll try 5 to 8. See if they're too hard, or too big, or too much. They're pretty much the same books. Almost. Who let you in my book? Bamboo, bamboo. Why do crickets chirp? The jungle, here in the jungle. Well, here we go. Here's one. Let's read this one. This one's called King Michael. King Michael by Daniel Errico. Michael, the marvelous king of the land, son of the world-famous Robert the Grand, was enjoying the night that he turned 32 as the people arrived for the party that he threw. The Prince of Rhea and Prince of Nome were guests in the castle, His Majesty's home. Now the cake from the baker was 7 feet high, putting to shame the poor pie maker's pie. The king and the queen danced a fanciful jig, while the Duchess von Berrican ate the roasted pig. Not a dry eye was found when the queen made her toast. The glasses were raised in salute of their host. But everything stopped when a black cloud appeared, and from it a haggard old man slowly neared. Along by his side walked a golden baked duck, and the cook tried to picture it roasted and plucked. He donned a blue robe and a toppling hat, and he hobbled his way up to where the king sat. My sire, I ask for your ear, if I may, to offer a gift to you on your birthday. This duck grants a wish when you ask it aloud. And with that, the old man disappeared in his cloud. Well, with a waddle, a hop, and a medieval quack, the duck sat himself on the mighty king's lap. The king felt partly silly, but mostly confused. Though through the council, he thought, cancel the party? He simply refused. The king got more gifts, never peeking inside, while the duck waited patiently by the king's side, until with a laugh Michael spoke to a friend. how I wish that this night would not end. When you wish for a wish, you must mind every word, for a magical wishing duck is a powerful bird. The duck's magic beak turned from golden to blue. The wish had been granted, so off the duck flew. A wish had been this. A wish had been this was one of the worst. From that moment on, the poor king was cursed. When morning came, darkness, no warmth and no sun. The night would not leave, for the damage was done. Each morning King Michael had hoped to see light, while the crops withered slowly in shadow of night. The king offered rubies and emeralds galore to the knight who would bring the old man to his door. The hunters went forth on a duck-finding quest until both were captured. The king would not rest. But no one had seen the duck's golden-colored beak, and the search for the man went on for week after week. Off in the forest a small cabin stood. The old man had built it with amber black wood, for he was a wizard named Santo the Bad, who'd been banished by Robert, good King Michael's dad. By Sonnet's side sat his duck and a box with a trio of tri-colored locks. Inside the box, Santo locked up the sun, and just magic, could make this undone. Weeks became months, and the sun never shone. The peasants were angry, and started to groan. Finally, Michael could take no more. He would go fix things and settle this score. So rarely did kings travel solo by horse, but Michael charged on, and he stayed on his course. The council had urged him that east would be best, but the king disagreed and rode off to the west. The road was not safe, filled with perilous foes, like armies of warthogs and red forest trolls. He battled the creatures without any fear, in a kingly way that are not mentioned here. One evening the king paused to look at his map, and somehow instead he slipped into a nap. He slept rather soundly on leaf-covered grounds, and awoke from his dream when he heard a loud sound. When he looked around a tree, Michael spotted the source. A cabin, he whispered, and tied up his horse. Up to the window he crept, and he crept. When he saw the old wizard, he cheered and he leapt. "I found you," he shouted, and burst through the door. Though a king should now know better than manners so poor. He insisted the wizard reverse what he had done. Then he took back his wish and demanded the sun. "I'd rather eat worm toads than to do what you say. But I offer you this, a small game we can play. Inside of this box lies the magic you seek." Soto grinned wide and continued to speak. "3 keys for the 3 locks are the only way in, Answer 3 riddles, unlock them, and win. But if you should fail or not answer in time, your title is forfeited and your kingdom is mine. A king must be wise to rule over a nation. So Michael was ready without hesitation. They both took a seat, and the duck gave a glare. The king, without knowing, had taken his chair. The box was between them. It sat in the middle. Santo spoke first to recite the first riddle. I climbed up a hill and reached out to the sky, and still you are taller. I ask, who am I? An ant, said the king, as the old wizard frowned, whose hill only sits but an inch off the ground. Sante, the bad, muttered, well, lucky guess. We'll see how you handle the riddle up next. There's nothing as large, not on land or at sea, but you won't feel my weight when you rest under me. The king answered back with the promptest reply, enormous and weightless you must be the sky. Santo was mad. He did not like to lose. For the last of his riddles, he knew which to choose. I am older than all, and although this is true, somehow I've been seen fewer nights than have you. Sante laughed out as he watched the king think, until the good king gave a smile and a wink. The riddle is solved, the game has been won. You never see night, because you are the sun. The box opened up, and a small ball of light shot through the ceiling and took off in flight. It grew as it rose in a wonderful way, till the sun filled the sky and changed night into day. At the castle the king had a great celebration, with no gifts allowed, only pure jubilation. The wizard was jailed for his mischievous crime, but the king let him out after 1 day of time. He was ordered to clean by decree of the queen, look after the house, and mop the floors clean. When Michael walked by, he was greeted by cheers. They spoke of his greatness for years upon years. However, the duck was not heard from again. The closest they found was an unpleasant hen. If you see him and this duck with his colorful beak, I warn you, be wary of that which you speak. The end. There you go. Hey, that one was kind of cute, and it was long enough to buy the time and burned up. And so that brings us to our portion of the program called Our Daily Bread. And so, without further ado, here is our daily bread, and today's devotion is called Eclipse. That's kind of like when the sun goes over the moon, or vice versa. If the Earth goes between the sun and the moon, what have we got? Is this a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse? This is my question for you. If you know the answer, type it down below in the comments section. When the Earth goes between the sun and the moon, do we have a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse? All right, there's your question. You guys give me an answer down below in the comments section, and I'll be glad to thumbs up or thumbs down just to let you know, right or wrong. But it's up to you. And please don't Google. Just answer the question with your own knowledge. Alrighty? Alrighty. Anyway, if you're following along with the Bible with Briscoe 2020, then we'll be covering 1 Kings 16 through 18 today and Luke 22:47 through 71. Father, I just ask for clarity of voice and the reading of your word while I do this scripture for you, because, Father, you have been answering my prayers. The reading of the word for the Bible with Briscoe has been, I'm pretty much enjoying it. It's starting to really be a fulfillment to me, and I so desperately appreciate the blessings that you have given me, Father. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. And they all said, amen. Boy, I tell you, it's getting better, and he has blessed me with being able to read the scriptures with some inflection and some good reading abilities. So I'm hoping, well, just share it. Anytime you get a chance, share, and share some more. All right? All right, I appreciate it. All right, anyway, along with today's devotion, Eclipse is going to be the scripture that goes along with it from Amos. And not to be confused with Amos Moses, named after a man of the cloth. Anyway, that's a whole different song. Amos 8, 9 through 12, and 9, 11 through 12. Amos 8, 9 through 12, and Amos 9, 11 through 12. So let's bring that up first. Then we'll do this here. All right, have to do it a different way. Wake up. Wake up. Start notepad. Amos 8, 9 hyphen 12. Spacebar. 9 11 hyphen 12. Select all. Cut that. Okay, here we go. Go to sleep. We can do her, we can do her. Here we go. All right. In that day declared the sovereign Lord. Amos 8, 9 through 12. In that day declared the sovereign Lord, I will make the sun go down at noon and darken the earth in broad daylight. I will turn your religious festivals into mourning and all your singing into weeping. I will make all of you wear sackcloth and shave your heads. I will make at that time like mourning for an only son, and the end of it like a bitter day. The days are coming, declares the sovereign Lord, when I send a famine throughout the land. Not a famine of food or thirst or for water, but a famine of hearing the words of the Lord. People will stagger from sea to sea and wander from north to east, searching for the word of the Lord, but they will not find it. Now we'll move into Amos 9, 11 through 12. I will restore David's fallen shelter, and I will repair its broken walls and restore its ruins, and I will rebuild it as it used to be, so that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the nations that bear my name, declares the Lord, who will do these things. And there you have it. That was Amos 8 through 8, 9 through 12, and 9, 11 through 12, which concludes the our portion of the program called Our Daily Bread, which concludes the Shen Show for today. And so, therefore, I'm going to have to say, well, goodbye, my friends. It's a time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends, goodbye. This here's been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show, and as always, you know, God loves you and so do I. So come back and see me tomorrow because, well, hey, I'll be here and I hope that you are too.